Hello guys, how are you today? I hope your day has been fantastic. Hey look, I have just a little bit left of the beautiful Mungalli Biodynamic milk, and I want to show you today how I'm going to use the rest of this to make some beautiful ricotta that I'm going to use later on in another dish. Now I'm going to just see how much I've got to start off with. I'm actually going to do this manually, so let me just bring up the right screen for that. Scales, here we go, and I'm going to tell you how much. I reckon I've got a couple of 100 mils here. It's got beautiful cream in there. It's all there. In it goes into the Thermomix. It's so thick and luscious. Real biodynamic milk is quite unique in that you'll see it's a slightly different texture, and it often drops out the cream and stuff along the way. So let me just take you down here so you guys can see. 453 grams. Now we're going to heat this up now to 90 degrees. This is important before we add vinegar to it, and the vinegar then helps us in this separation process. So I'm going to put on the clock. Probably will take about 7 minutes, guessing, but it has to get to 90 degrees. That helps the separation. And then just up on a slow stir, and we'll let that go now for the next 7 minutes, and I'll come back. We're going to add some white vinegar to it. You could use apple cider vinegar. You can even use lime juice or lemon juice to get it to separate. It's going to drop the curds on the way out, and then I'm going to keep the curds, the fatty proteiny bit. I'm going to keep that aside, make that into that will be ricotta once I strain it, and the whey will be used in some pancakes tomorrow. So I'll be back in about 7 minutes, and I'll let you know how long it's taken to get to temp, and I'll show you the next step. See you soon, guys. Hi guys, it has been 7 minutes and I am back. It has gone to 90 degrees. Let me just scroll down and show you. It's actually gone up to 90 degrees in there, which is spot on perfect what we need to allow this separation process to happen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add to this. It doesn't take much vinegar. It normally takes about 90 to 100 grams if you're doing like 1.8 litres, but I'm only doing way less than this. So it's only going to take about 10 to 15 grams to be separating this here. Now you can just let it sit for a couple of minutes. It won't take long. It's only, especially if we're doing a small amount. If we're doing a large amount, you might find that it drops temperature too much. If it drops down too low to say 80, 75, you need to reheat it to 90. That's the separation temperature that you need in there. But it's just sitting here now, it is actually separating out for me. I can see the curds. It hasn't quite completed it yet. I wonder if I can show you without spilling it. Let's see, let's get the camera down. Hopefully you can't see my washing up in the sink below either. But you can see there, those curds separating out. You can see the fat particles down the bottom, and it's starting to do that separation process. So just let it sit on your bench. If it hasn't dropped temp, actually I can even show you. Let me just grab a spoon. Let me see. Oh, a little bit of cotton on that one for some reason. Let me just show you. Let me show you these curds. Because I can see this is biodynamic, okay? So this is treated differently to normal milk. But check that out. Where's the camera? So that's pretty cool. That is a chunk of literally ricotta now that's ready to be used. So give it a little bit longer. Let it sit there for 5 minutes on your bench. Let it separate completely. Strain it, and you're good to go. You've got ricotta. Now this won't yield much. When I do a 1.8 litre batch, it yields about, I think, about 500 grams. This is only going to yield a small amount, but I only need a small amount for some cheesecakes. So that's all I need it for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain it. I'm going to put it in the fridge, let it cool, and then I'm going to make some beautiful little ricotta cheesecakes for hubby and I for dessert. So that's the plan with it. So never let anything go to waste. That needed to be used. There was only a tiny bit left, and I've been busting to use it before someone else uses it for something else. But if you're ever on the Atherton Tableland area, check out the Mungalli Biodynamic Dairy. Apparently their cheesecake is amazing as well. But fascinating to see where, you know, our milk comes from and the way it's treated, and learn about that process as well. So otherwise, guys, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Hello guys, how are you this evening? Hey, I just made some ricotta in the Thermomix, and I'm just using some of the beautiful milk from the Mungalli Biodynamic Dairy. It was the rest of the milk. I wanted to turn it into some ricotta. I only made, I think it was about 300 grams I started with. I ended up with 500 gram yield of ricotta. Not 500, sorry, 50 grams. So not much at all, but that's okay. I'm only wanting to make a 2-serve cheesecake tonight for hubby and I. And I'm going to use a beautiful liqueur we picked up from Mt Uncle Distillery. So I'm going to do that as well. So I've got 50 grams. I know I've got 50 grams of my beautiful ricotta in there. Excuse the kids in the shower in the background. I'm going to add in 50 grams of cream cheese. So it's going to be quite a light cheesecake. It won't be hugely heavy. You could put cream. If you didn't have ricotta, you could of course do this with cream, and you might otherwise also add sweetener, although I do know this marshmallow flavored liqueur is quite sweet for us. We're not huge sweet people, so I do know as well that that's probably going to add enough sweetness to it. So first things first, is I'm just going to blend this together, go up to speed, probably 5, give it a couple of seconds till you hear that it's kind of hitting the sides. This is manually done, so you could do this in a TM31, TM5, TM6, or even a blender kind of thing. Now I'm going to scrape down the sides. Oh, by the way, I did wait till my ricotta was cold, so all cool, not hot. I didn't do it with it completely hot because I think that'll change your texture. And give it a scrape down. You can see it's got that real ricotta kind of look to it at the moment. So I'm going to scrape it back down, and I'm going to put that all back in amongst the blades, and I'm going to go again, and I'll probably go with speed 5 again. I'll see if I can get it a bit higher just to smooth it out a little bit. I'm not sure if I will, but let's see. The risk of going too high is that it then sticks to the sides. So let's see how far we can go. We're up to 5.5, 6. You can hear it starting to not happen anymore. Let's look at that texture in there, see if it's smoothed out at all, and then once we've got it to the texture we want, we'll then add the liqueur in. So smoothed out considerably in there. Have a look at that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my flavoring. Now if you don't have a liqueur, you could of course add anything that's not hot. So you could do vanilla, you could do some caramel sauce. If you've got a TM6 and you've made the beautiful caramel sauce, you could do that. I'm just going to add in probably about, I'm going to guess, I'm thinking about a tablespoon, so about 20 grams of this liqueur. In it goes. Oh, 20 there, spot on. Look at that. It is too sweet for us to drink on its own, really, so that's why I'm looking forward to using this in the cheesecake, because it's just, we are not that sweet of people. We like it to be a little bit not sweet. So here we go, blend it in. Let's give it a scrape down and let's see how it's going. I may need one more mix through, but exciting to use 2 of these products from the Atherton Tableland in one go. So this is the Mungalli Bio-Dynamic Organic Milk that I've made into the ricotta, and then it's the beautiful Mt Uncle Distillery's stuff. What's that called? Can't even remember. Oh, I know. No, liqueur. The kids behind me are now starting to annoy me a little bit, sorry. So it is going to need to go back in the fridge to set. It has gone a little bit runny, but that's because of that runniness there. So let me just taste it. Tastes yummy. And it's got enough of the marshmallow flavour from that liqueur in it for me. So into a little cup. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hang on. Let me take you down. I've just got a little cup here that we use for normally espresso shots. In that goes. Perfect 2 serves. As I mentioned, about 50 grams each. If you like it richer, by all means add some cream to it. That'll thicken it up a little bit more as well, although this will thicken in the fridge. That cream cheese will thicken up again. But, oops, there you go. Beautiful little single serve of cheesecake. I'm going to put that in the fridge to thicken up. But that'll be absolutely amazing for dessert once things are quiet around here in the van. If you're ever in Athertons, do check out these awesome small businesses. And I'm going to go now because the kids want stories. Bye for now, guys.